This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Obviously, you're looking for breathing, seeing if they're not moving. There's been a lot of just kind of drive-by, happenstance overdoses that we've come up upon.
That's a member of Portland Fire's overdose response team talking about what they're seeing on city streets every single day. We had the chance to see what they do firsthand. That story coming up at 5:25.
Also this morning, Oregon Governor Tina Kotek is making it clear that the state's housing crisis is her top priority during the current legislative session, backing a $500 million bill to tackle the issue. We'll explain what it includes in just a few minutes. Plus,
we asked you, and the consensus was clear. Prince had one of the most iconic Super Bowl halftime performances. Coming up, we've got responses from many of you about your all-time favorite halftime shows.
All right, Super Bowl Sunday, 2 days away, but how about a fantastic Friday for starters? Chris McGinnis will bring you a traffic update here momentarily, but Ryan, let's talk about the weather.
We do have a fantastic Saturday, and if you look at recent dry days with sunshine and what the air mass temperature we call it looks to be, you would say we easily get in the mid-50s tomorrow. So that's going to be a nice day. Yeah.
Good morning.
All right, but right now it's not that case. We are setting in the 40s, and we've had some hours of fairly steady rain up and down I-5. Now, a closer look at the radar shows that we're already getting some drying back to our west. Clearly, the measurable precip is going to be only this morning and maybe only for the next few hours. It is snow up in the Cascades. It's rain out through the gorge. Portland is at 43 degrees. Here are the snowflakes. Timberline's got 3 inches of new snow, by the way. Nice and cold up there, 21 degrees. So our day, light rain right now. I'll keep a shower chance at noon, but really once we get to noon, into the afternoon, it could easily just be dry, but staying overcast. And I've got us 48 at 5 p.m. Here's Chris.
Hot Hill, we can confirm the rain. We have ground truth. We've got Chad Dehart manning Drive 8 heading northbound through the Rose Quarter right now. The windshield wipers are going. Plenty of road spray there. A little farther north to trip off the interstate bridge. Again, it's kind of a gnarly morning out there with the rain, but so far we're in mostly pretty good shape. I did want to show folks that the St. John's Bridge has reopened right on time here after the overnight closure. A reminder, it closes one more night tonight as ODOT continues that biennial bridge inspection. It should be reopened by this time Saturday morning, guys.
All right, Chris, we appreciate that update. Let's get to our top story now this hour. Oregon Governor Tina Kotek's signature housing bill took center stage in Salem yesterday.
She's making it her top priority this legislative session. Devin Haskins joins us live from the newsroom with more on the bill's first public hearing. Good morning, Devin.
Yeah, good morning, guys. It's called Senate Bill 1537. It's similar to a bill the governor introduced last year, but it never passed, so she's going at it again. The governor's office has said Oregon needs to build 500,000 units in the next 20 years to keep up with demand. And to get to that goal, she's asking for $500 million using existing state resources. The bill includes $200 million towards housing and infrastructure and another $200 million towards financing for moderate income housing, with more money needed for site acquisitions, local planning, and accountability. Now, at a hearing on Thursday, she told the Senate Committee on Housing and Development that the state must work to fix its housing crisis.
This is affecting our economy. It's affecting the health of our communities. And we are seeing the ultimate result of not enough housing that is affordable, and that is our homelessness crisis. A lot of things have happened over the last 2 decades to bring us here, but I know we can solve it.
So this is just the beginning of the session, and the bill will likely go through a lot of work and possible amendments before it makes it to the governor's desk. The short session, again, is only 5 weeks long, so the governor knows the clock is ticking to get this one done. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Devin. TriMet is supporting a measure that would stiffen criminal penalties for illegal drug use on public transit. The Oregon Transit Association and union representing transit workers are pushing a bill that would make drug use on buses, trains, and at transit stations a high-level misdemeanor. A conviction would be punishable by up to a year in jail, a $6,000 fine, or both. TriMet says police helping to keep illegal drug use off transit will not only protect riders and employees, but it'll help the city too.
If we want to have economic recovery, vitality in the city again, to accomplish all of the climate action goals in the region, we need our ridership to return. And this is another tool to ensure that people feel safe on transit.
Under the measure, if someone is caught using drugs on public transit, it may, in many cases, open up access to state-funded treatment.
A new bill in Washington could see homeowners in that state paying more property taxes than they're used to. For years, cities and counties in Washington have only been able to raise property taxes at most by 1% each year. But if this new bill passes, it would raise that limit to 3%. Of course, property taxes can already go up much more than 1% a year, but that's because of things like assessed values and other taxes. County leaders say the increase, though, is needed to keep up with inflation and rising costs from population growth. They also warn that deep budget cuts could be on the way if this doesn't pass. Critics of the bill say counties already have plenty of money from the state's sales tax revenue.
We'll have to close many public health clinics and dramatically scale back public health services, all while COVID-19 is spiking, while gun violence is raging, and while the overdose crisis continues to take record numbers of human lives.
They just want more money, and the people of the state of Washington have said no. In fact, they've said heck no.
The Democratic lawmaker behind this bill, State Senator Jamie Peterson, says it would offer property tax discounts for low-income seniors and disabled veterans.
You can't see it, but behind the scenes, Rod is pulling out his moves. Yeah. So the biggest story of the weekend, of course, Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. This is a live look at Allegiant Stadium, where the Chiefs and the Niners will be playing on Sunday for the Lombardi Trophy. It's also the stage for yet another halftime show, this year featuring Usher.
Usher it is.
That was so calm.
I was just kind of caught up in the story listening to you, Christine, but yes, I want to add something here. Yes, I do. We know that there have been some fantastic Super Bowl halftime shows over the years. Prince comes to mind. We heard Prince right at the top of this hour. We wanted to hear from you, though. All-time favorite halftime shows, please. Let's hear from Dale this morning. Dale says U2 was pretty impressive after 9/11. That was back in 2002 at Super Bowl 36.
And Heather says Dr. Dre with that whole 90s lineup, you remember, right? Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, all at Super Bowl 56 in 2022. I loved that show. Heather also said No Doubt, the group Gwen Stefani headed up before going solo. They performed at Super Bowl 37 in 2003.
Last comment here comes from Oz. It's a cool name.
That is a cool name, yeah.
Oz says Madonna, also cool.
Right.
Madonna back in 2012, she performed during halftime of Super Bowl 46. So there you go. Rod, you strike me as a guy who usually gets up at halftime and maybe does some things other than watch the television during those 15 or so minutes.
You pegged it perfectly.
Oh.
The halftime is a time to use the bathroom.
I know it.
Maybe fill your plate up with food because you've been busy pacing behind the couch watching the game for the last couple hours.
That's so funny because
so I typically never see really any of the halftime.
For me, halftime is when I tune in.
It's a break. My halftime favorite would be anytime John Madden and Pat Summerall were talking. They were the longtime CBS announcers, the football players.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember those guys. You go football game first, commercials probably even second, and then halftime performance
honestly,
third.
I mean, I'll see some of the commercials, but yeah, you got to have a mental break, and those are the times you get it, halftime and during the commercials. Here's a look at our satellite picture. I do think that the old beer commercials were far better than what we've had recently, just me. Love the old beer commercials. All right, we've got clouds out in the Pacific. That's a Sunday shower chance. We're still in this pattern where nothing amounts to much of anything. I mean, today the story is, it's been raining for a while, and we have rain up and down a good chunk of I-5, Salem, Portland, up around Longview, but it's light stuff. Total rain amounts today are probably going to be less than 1/4 of an inch at the coast, and probably closer to 1/10 of an inch than 2/10 of an inch, even up and down the valley. Now, we have picked up 3 inches of snow in the Cascades. We're already seeing, quicker than I expected, the moisture breaking up to our west. So right now, rain, but we're going to start to get into a mix of some dry weather during the morning hours as well. Winds are light. They'll be light throughout the day here in the valley. We're at 43. Here are the snowflakes flying at Timberline again, 21. 3 inches is what's being reported. If you're traveling this morning, you will find snow and you will find snow-covered roadways, 28 degrees. ODOT's Highway 26. Santiam, the road snow-covered. You can't really see it from these camera angles. And Willamette Pass is also 24 degrees and snow-covered. Improving conditions this afternoon. Not so much from warming temps, but because the snow will end, if you will. All right, what are we looking at? 30 out in Burns right now, 36 in Pendleton. We've got some light precip out in Pendleton and out into the Blue Mountains as well. The Dow's 42. We've got west winds today 10 to 20 in the Hood River Valley. Otherwise, winds are light. And we've got low 40s in Salem and 42 up in Astoria. Futurecast, this may be right. Shows even by 8 o'clock this morning, is this right? 8:30. The rain for some of us is starting to wrap up. And then we have a lingering shower chance maybe in the early afternoon, but mainly a dry afternoon. If we don't get any cloud breaks, and we may not, the clouds may stay solid, then this could become the first day of this month so far where Portland's temperature does not make it to 50. I've got 48 as my forecast high today. Now here is tomorrow. Tomorrow is fantastic. Could be some frosty spots in the morning, but otherwise partly cloudy skies and a fairly mild batch of air. So I think hitting 50 tomorrow is a slam dunk, and the only question I have is how warm we'll go up into the 50s tomorrow. Here's Sunday. I had been saying afternoon showers, but now it looks like we could start getting some rain at any time. But the deal is if you're going to be outdoors Sunday, it's not much rain. It's likely less than 1/10 of an inch of some light stuff scattered about. This shows mid-40s in Salem, light winds. Again, the light morning rain, mainly dry weather this afternoon. So your Friday evening plans are all dry. 48 today, 54 tomorrow, well up into the 50s. 50 on Sunday, light winds again, some light rain showers around, and a change. Now shows a dry Monday, Tuesday, and then showers returning Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Still, no big storms showing up on the horizon. That's your forecast.